What's up, guys, and welcome back to the JP and Trav Show on the JP and Trav YouTube channel. As always, it's your host with the most, JP. And to my right, I have my esteemed co-host, brother, and friend, Travis J. Davison. Travis, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm all right. Just mom was able to get extubated after her open heart surgery. She had to go get intubated, get breathing tube, feeding tube, but she was up walking a little bit today. Got a couple IVs removed. Got some liquid diet going. So pretty much been trying to go up there every morning. Help her like medication, all that kind of stuff. So appreciate the continued prayers, obviously from you and everybody else, and just ready for her to move out of the ICU and into like a normal room. That'll be a good kind of first step towards getting her home. So, but yeah, how's life up in Indy?
Yeah, man, it's good. I'm kind of finishing up here these last couple of weeks, and it's funny. You always wish to go out on you know yes your terms, but like just you want to coast. You want to be able to spend some good time with the people that you kind of build relations with and everything like that. But it's kind of been a little bit of hectic last few weeks, just reschedules and
Oh
uh,
no.
having to deal with some drama, some suspension things. Just going out with a bang, unfortunately. So I'm looking forward to the new digs. It's my office actually looks right outside of the backside of Gamebridge, where if you remember Trav, that big like dome looking thing, right
Hmm.
outside the outdoor basketball court. So it
Yeah,
looks out on the outdoor basketball court that's right next to um,
very
Gamebridge.
cool. Yeah, I know that downtown extremely well, I feel.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to kind of be in and around. Obviously, a city that I love, and but I'm looking forward to just the transition. So things have been well, and I'm so glad to hear that Mama Sue is extubated and she's on the mend. I know it's still a long journey from here, right? But it's just great to see that she's made progress. I know we were all praying, last week when we were on the stream. We were all talking about it, and just wanted her and you guys to know that we're behind you. So just glad to know that things are going well, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's like you said, on the mend. It's I'm 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 just glad we didn't I'm glad we opted to get the scope done to find all that stuff because originally they gave the choice like, hey, you can either just go home and get your iron levels up and your blood levels up, or we can take a look at it. So they
Yeah,
gave that choice, and like I said, luckily chose correctly. So,
yeah,
but yeah, so about approaching the I know we're spring right now, but about to be approaching the dog days of summer.
yes,
Before football season. Hopefully, it'll be here before we know it. Fall camp will be here before we know it. So,
it will. It flies. It always feels like it drags, but then next thing you know, like you said, we're at the beginning of August, and things are going to be looking up now. Beginning of August gonna look some type of way for you as well. If I'm not mistaken. But it'll be fun, man.
yeah,
It'll be
the
fun.
exact beginning of August, actually.
Yeah, yeah. The first day, but
Did you get your invite, by the way?
I did. We did.
Nice.
We plan on we plan on being there. Um, yeah, we do. What'd you say?
I said, cool. I know
Yes.
Jamie's refreshing RSVPs, letting me know who else got getting RSVPs. So I'm sure I will find out when you guys have confirmed. So I'll
Yeah.
find out from her. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it'll be here before we know it, man.
Yeah. It,
Can't
it
wait.
pops through, man. It flies. Um, so let's chat a little bit, man, about this draft. Um,
Yeah.
We had 7 Sooners get drafted, which is the most since 2022. And I know a lot of people, are going to say, oh, like 2022, like detractors will say, well, that's really Lincoln's class or whatever, like that. Lincoln's team. Not true, right? Because Lincoln's team, a lot of them left. But Brent had to bring in some guys and get some guys kind of stabilized. And then the next 2 years, we were building depth. And so now you're starting to see, I think, something that will be the norm. Five plus, I think, will be the norm from here on out. I would imagine. Last year could have been more, but we had some guys stay, right, and kind of retain their position, trying to hope for a higher draft stock, right? And just we had a younger team in some ways. Next year, I think we have a chance to have a couple first round picks, legitimately.
Yeah.
So, it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
I mean, with with 7 guys drafted, I mean, that's the most we've had since, let's see, 1, 2, that's since 2022, since Benito, Asamoah, Winfrey, Delaire Turniel, Woods, Isaiah Thomas, Marquise Hayes. That was kind of that, hey, everybody got to go the either out of eligibility or, new coach in town. So,
Yeah.
the obviously get started off with R. Mason Thomas, and then Fabechi, Grayson, and Kendall Daniels all go in the 4th round, with Fabechi and Grayson going back-to-back picks. We had 2 different back-to-backs. I have to assume that's the only time that's happened in Oklahoma history. That's strange, because then Robert Spears Jennings and Jaron Canick go back-to-back before Dion Burks. Sorry, my dog's
Yeah.
funny. Clea, why are you whining? Clea, chill.
Come on, girl.
So she's upset the bedroom door is closed. She wants to go in and lay on the bed. Come here. But what was the most surprising selection for you? Like draft slot for you? I mean, I know we talked about R. Mason Thomas, maybe trying to go, maybe hopefully going in the 1st round. He didn't end up going, but what surprised you the most about where somebody fell or where somebody rose?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's almost a tie between Grayson and Dion. I didn't expect Dion, in my opinion, to go in like the 3rd or 4th round. I was thought 5th maybe. And could see 6th. Yeah, he's fast, but he just didn't produce. And regardless of who you feel like that falls on, that's the reality. And I know a lot of people thought I would say Grayson because Grayson's obviously, our guy. But I was like, it's not me. A lot of people thought that. A lot of people thought, based off of draft experts, that he's a 2nd, 3rd round guy. After the combine, because of his productivity, because of Senior Bowl. Initially before all that happened, I would have thought 4th or 5th round is what I would have thought. And I would have been fine with that because he's getting drafted. I think that's dope. But then he had a combine that he had, which is one of the best, statistical combines in some ways that a defensive tackle has had. Vertical, right? 40. Like, so then you combine that with the fact that he was super productive in the SEC. You would think that is definitely a high round draft pick. And so I think on Friday night, when he hadn't been drafted, I was very disappointed and confused. And then even into Saturday, when there were a few defensive tackles taken before him, I was flabbergasted. I was tweeting about it. I was like, there's Travis, there was a defensive tackle from southeastern Louisiana that got taken before Grayson. And there's no disrespect to that young man.
I think that's where Bauer Sharp came from, actually.
I'm sure he's worked. I'm sure he's worked hard, but I'm like, you're telling me that a guy, and then you look at like their production, and there's nothing. What they're saying on ESPN is, oh yeah, this guy's a project. We haven't seen the production yet, but we could see it. And it's like, okay, we did see it with Grayson,
Right.
and he performed at the combine. So
Right.
did he just bomb the interviews? And I'm like, I can almost bet you that ain't true because he gets talked about like he's high character all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what happened? I don't understand. And then thankfully the 49ers finally grabbed him in the fourth round. A lot of people calling it steal because they thought he should have been hired. But that was, I think, my most surprising one. And then I thought Dion might go undrafted until my coach snatched him up, which again I thought was crazy in my opinion. How do you go let a 4-3 guy at a power forward go undrafted? Ah,
Yeah, I mean, he had a killer combine. I mean,
yeah,
he was like one of the two fastest guys, one of the fastest 240s, one of the fastest 10-yard splits, and then most bench press, I think, and one of the top verticals. Like the dude had a killer combine. And yeah, you would think like, I don't know, maybe that the scouts just didn't see the stuff on film where he was using those traits to get open. But yeah, I was shocked he fell to the last Sooner taken at
yeah,
254. A lot of people, I think most people had it like R. Mason, Dion, Grayson, and then like RSJ. But honestly, shout out Fabechi. Like
yeah,
Fabechi, he projects like at the Shrine game, he was he played center. So Coogan, who's Indiana center, didn't end up coming because they just won the national championship. So he got a lot of work at center. It was him and a guy from Duke. And obviously he's listed as a guard, but I mean, for him to be taken in the fourth round when a lot of people thought fifth, sixth, I thought it was really good to see him climb. Kendall Daniels as well. I mean, a guy that went to the combine, was productive, but his body type, like we said it on radio last week before the draft. It was like, all right, how many do you think will be drafted? Tyler thought 4 might be drafted. I think most of the text line said 6, 5, 6, something like that. So to
mhm,
have 7, and obviously a bevy of people sign undrafted free agent contracts, um, it was good. I mean, obviously, you would love to have first rounders. You'd love to have, what Ohio State had felt like they had like 3 or 4 first rounders for something like that. Um, that's coming, especially along the defensive line, and then Fasusi eventually. Foj will probably work his way up there as well. Um, it'll be interesting to see where a guy like Satania goes, or even like a Trell Harris. Even the tight ends play. We'll see the corners that are up and coming on that team. You just never know where they're gonna, where they're gonna end up. Where a guy like Peyton Bowen, if he's got a big year, might end up. But 7 draft picks, most since 2022. All in all, that's a quality draft for the Oklahoma Sooners.
I agree. I agree 100%. And I'm glad that RSJ made it through too. I thought he could have been a fifth, sixth round pick as well, but glad the Steelers grabbed him. I think that's a good fit. And I
Yeah,
think
after that 4-3-2, and then Jaron said that, or like when I think I'm the one that told his agent. I was like, hey, the Titans said that if you run under a certain number, then expect a call. And sure enough, Titans picked him. Like he went drafted, which is
yeah,
good. Heard his
yeah,
name called,
yeah,
or at
yeah.
least saw his name on the screen.
RSJ, bro. And I just think back to the conversation we had at the combine. So cool just to hear him, kind of speak into his existence, what he thought he was gonna run and to do it and for it to help him. I thought it was dope that Jaron got drafted. Man.
Yeah, I mean, very, very cool. Because it's, you know, he's such a good story. He played linebacker, went over to tight end.
Yeah.
Like, even Robert Saleh, when he was on the phone with him, was like, man, the versatility, we plan to continue to develop those skills. And You got from what you were able to do just 1 year playing tight end. We feel like we could take advantage of you. And then, the video of him talking to Daboll and all that. Like, yeah, I mean, that's at a minimum, you'd like to see him on special teams, right?
Yeah.
Like, at a minimum, him, even RSJ, like, let him use that speed, get down, hit some people. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, Deion Burks dropping like an anvil makes very little sense to me.
I mean, do you think it's because of his lack of productivity? Like, is that what you would attribute it to?
I mean, let's see. Let's see. I remember reading kind of the scouting report that the NFL had wrote on him. So it said, I'm going to read through his strengths and weaknesses. Shaves in-breaking routes with disciplined tight cuts. Loose hips allow for smoother adjustments to back hip throws. Displayed vast improvement to finish combat catches. Squares numbers to quarterback and frames his catch point. Plays with pro footwork, dropping both feet near the boundary. Spatial awareness present in route breaks and zone landings. Crafty runner on jet sweeps and after catch. Weaknesses is why he dropped. Play speed doesn't always align with timed speed. Lacks convincing push to sell his curls and comebacks. Short arms put him at a disadvantage on 50-50 balls. Early head turns shorten his drive phase on deep routes. Waits for throws outside the numbers to come to him instead of attacking them. I mean, things like not turning your head early, not waiting for throws, not selling your curls and comebacks. Those feel like things that should be developed, should be taught.
Yeah.
But we're not here to argue about, position coach development.
Yeah. No, I mean,
he played a lot of college ball, man.
He did, and I trust the guy that's gonna develop him in college. We've smoked a cigar or two near him, so
yeah, we chatted him up.
We have.
Yeah, I hope that he makes the team. I don't know what. Let's see. I'll go over here. Of each round. So I think the breakdown percentages. So 90% around 1, 60 to 70% around 2, around 3, 40 to 50%, and then rounds 4 through 7, 30 to 43%. So you're hoping with a bevy of Sooners falling in that, I mean, all but R. Mason Thomas falling in that 4 to 7 round, the 6 players. You're hoping they can make a roster, man. Hoping they can make a roster.
Yeah.
And hello to Boomer129 holding it down in the comments. Appreciate you, big fella.
I don't know where everybody else is. Quiet. Maybe watching who's playing right
now? Lakers Rockets is about to start.
Okay. Be interesting to see how that game go.
Lakers got to win. I mean, Durant's out. They have no. I mean, I'm not a Alperen Sengun guy. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who's trusted to score. Jabari Smith, like who's out here scoring for the Rockets? I just don't. Reed Shepherd, like without KD, like last year in the playoffs, they were like, we can't score, but we can defend. So let's go out and let's sign KD. So they signed KD, and then now KD's out. So it's like they're back to square one. And old LeBron is the best player on the court. LeBron
Yeah,
and Marcus Smart are carrying the Lakers, and DeAndre Ayton. It's like what kind of time capsule is this? Is this series after all?
yeah. Well, and you got Austin Reeves apparently
Yeah,
thinking
we'll
about.
see. We'll
That's
see.
crazy.
Hopefully
Like
he
he
can get
came back
back.
from a tomorrow oblique that quick.
Yeah, I don't know how effective he's going to be, and the unfortunate part for him is if they win this, he's got to come back with a bad oblique and play the most physical on-ball guards in the NBA,
Yeah,
and he already failed the ball pressure exam last time he had to play them. I mean, he had so many turnovers. So I think the Lakers might say, "Hey, you know what, Austin? We're glad you're feeling better, but not a good matchup for you, buddy."
yeah.
I am glad that he's going to get a big contract this year. This offseason, the Lakers are going to pay him. So, one Oklahoma, call him up. Say, "Hey, you know that new 9-figure contract you got, Austin?
Brother,
Hey, why don't you join Trey Young and be another assistant GM, aka donor?"
the amount of like good players, good to great players Oklahoma has had is, and I think that's why it's like even when we have the conversation, and I've said this before, like about Oklahoma basketball, just to pivot for a second. I know I've said like, hey, up here in Indiana, like they have the expectation for Indiana basketball because of the championship and everything like that. Oklahoma, like
Mm-hmm.
you should have expectations. Don't get me wrong for greatness, but it maybe it shouldn't be to that standard because you have won one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and but at the same time, you look at like the NBA success, like and some of the players that have come through Wayne and Tisdale, right? Blake Griffin,
Alvin
Trey
Adams,
Young,
Trey Young, Buddy
Buddy
Hield,
Hield, Austin Reeves, like guys that not
Jeremiah
even
Fears, first round pick,
yeah,
top
guys
10
that
pick.
that aren't just like in the NBA as like just players. Like Blake Griffin was number one pick. William Tisdale
Right.
was a first round pick. Like Trey Young was a first round pick, high draft pick, lottery. Austin Reeves, yes, was second round, but now he's about to get paid as if he was a high round, first round draft pick because he's proven
Yeah.
himself to be a borderline all star caliber player. Um, you know, Jeremiah Fears, like you said, was just drafted in the first round. I mean, these are all cats that have come out of Oklahoma in the last 15, 20 years. And so there should be an expectation that if you've got guys like that you are a successful program, you're making a tournament, you're going Sweet 16. Like you would expect that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder what, I mean, as NBA gets, as the draft feels like it gets younger and younger, it's like all these dudes that are just, high school phenoms that go freshman, one and done. Like it feels like everybody's a one and done now. What's up, Jimmy?
Yeah.
It's like, I almost feel like, I mean, what are the pro prospects of a guy like Nigel Pack? I can't imagine good, right? What about Xavier Brown? What about Darion Reed? I think Darion's might be a little higher. He was a McDonald's All-American, 5-star recruit. Does Oklahoma get credit for Gak? This is it. I read somewhere that he was Longar's nephew. I'm not sure if people were just trolling me, but that would be wild. So, anyways, I mean, that's a guy that was on, playing in the G League. Could he come back to college and, you know, be another Sooner pro? It's just weird. I just don't know, especially in the transfer portal era, like nobody sticks around all that long. So it's like you basically have freshmen coming in and either going and being a lottery pick, or you have freshmen coming and if they could grow into that, then they may not stay. Like Jeremiah Fears, boom, gone. Like Blake gone relatively quickly. Buddy Hield obviously here forever
Yeah.
and worked out well for him, but Trey, boom, gone. So I'm wondering, like, in an NIL era, is Blake ever a Sooner? Like, is he playing for Duke or Kansas because they're paying him $5 million? You know, is I assume Trey's a Sooner, growing up in Norman, but I mean, I don't know what does somebody take Buddy Hield down the stretch, right? Does somebody pay Austin Reeves? I don't
Right.
know. It's interesting when you look at Oklahoma's success and you start to ask how many of those players in this era would have finished their careers as Sooners. I don't think all of them. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I could see it. I wonder if Blake may have stayed just because he's from Oklahoma for real.
I
You
wonder
know,
if Oklahoma would have found the money. You know what I mean?
yes. Yeah. Oh
Based on
man.
what he was driving, I know they found some money. Like
Yes,
they found something.
that's true. Man, the Buddy Hill team hurts so much because, like, I really thought, dude, like, I really thought that was the team. And to go out the way we went out, having the worst shooting performance all season,
I know.
just inexplicable, man.
I know. It's depressing, and it's like that team was good and he did everything. Like there are some guys that are like, big and jump out of the gym but don't impact the game all that much all the time. No, he was the total package.
Yeah,
Total package. And now he's in the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials. He's, breaking down games in studio. He's a good ambassador for the University of Oklahoma. There's no doubt. He does a good job, carries himself well. Good for Blake.
yeah, yeah. I wonder too. I think, man, Austin was he a year after Trey? Like if Trey stayed another year, they would have played together. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah.
That would have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it would have been tough because they both like to shoot. Austin Reeves played so much hero ball at OU.
You're right. He did. He did.
He played so much hero ball. Like he'd go get you a win from time to time, but man, there was a heck of a lot of hero ball.
Bink, bink, bink. He was putting boys on skates.
Yeah, he's always been able to score. From Newark, Arkansas.
Yes, he has always been able to score. I think he's just honed that craft even more. Being with the Lakers and being able to be around LeBron, I'm sure has helped him in different ways. And now Luca too. But the fact that what didn't he score 50 at some point this year?
Yeah. Well, and
That's
part of it
so
is like
crazy.
he's I mean, he's gonna be Luca's running mate. Like LeBron has to retire eventually. Like, and this contract is essentially gonna be, hey, you're we're basically gonna tie you to Luca because you're a guy that can get buckets, you're a guy that can bring the ball up, if Luca wants to play off ball. Like it takes a special personality to be able to play with Luca and put up with that guy. So if it's like, hey, Austin, you've proven you can do it, they're going to break him off, and that's going to be his, his running man, if you will, his running mate. I'm wondering what they do with the center position. It's not Jackson Hayes. Do they go after Jalen Duren? They go after Giannis? What assets do they have? What do they have to give up? They're paying Luke all this money. They got to pay, They're going to have to pay Austin, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting, but I'm not ready for the Twitter experience if they win. I mean, they're going to win the series against Houston, but the Twitter experience is going to be a nightmare
Woo.
because everybody, people think Oklahoma City gets a whistle. There's no whistle like an LA whistle. And you've got Luka stands and LeBron stands and just Lakers fans all wrapped up into one machine. It's going to be something. Going to be something. But yep, we diving into a game. You got one queued up. What do you think?
We are. Yeah, I'm just I'm sending out a tweet to see if anybody wants to come in and watch it. Kind of some last minute stragglers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are. As you guys know, we did it last year, and we had just fun with it, and a lot of you guys liked it. And we're doing a little bit earlier this year. We will eventually get back into doing some old games again, or some throwback games. But we thought, why not, look back at the games from this past year as we're kind of getting into the dog days of summer, as Travis called it. And maybe a little bit less content to drive, but just good things to talk about and look back on, reminisce, and maybe some things weren't as great as we thought at the time, or maybe some things weren't as bad as we thought at the time. Those that happens when you get some time off and you get to actually consider some stuff. So, let's go ahead and begin this thing. Now, I don't think we had any issues from what I remember with the reviews here. It was more, when we do it, just like we do it in the year, when we clip it up, if ESPN saw that, they get whatever. But it's playoff basketball; they shouldn't care right now.
Yeah, I think we probably should do. I mean, I know we're not starting with week 1, but we probably should do just the whole season.
We should.
We should. We probably should.
We do a good game here. Go back to Illinois State.
Yeah, we can.
Actually, funny story, really quick, and we'll redo it. You want the sound? You want to risk it or no?
No.
Okay. Funny story. Illinois State. So I was working a Luke Bryan concert, or not Luke Bryan, Zach Bryan concert at Notre Dame a few weekends ago, and I was serving this guy, big dude. I mean, 6'4", 300-something pounds, and he we started talking about football, and he goes, "You're a Notre Dame fan?" I said, "No, I'm Oklahoma fan." "Oh, Oklahoma." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, I played Oklahoma this year." I said, "Oh, work?" He said, "Yeah, I went to Illinois State." I said, "Oh, really?" I was like, "We were cheering for you guys in the national championship games." And I know that sucked, but it was fun to play against Oklahoma. He's one of their starting linemen, offensive linemen, and I think I need to go back and look at undrafted free agents. I think he got picked up as an undrafted free agent. He was talking about that he thought that's what was going to happen. And he was talking to a few teams, about 5 or 6. But I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man. Looking out for you." It was weird connection.
Yeah. Well, there's apparently there's like one of their players like a content creator or something. And he like shot content like playing at Oklahoma and whatnot, and like shot a little YouTube video. It was cool. Man, I just saw John Mateer hit somebody up the sideline, a little layered throw. Oh,
we did see that.
This
is when he had this before he had like his injuries, right? Like the sprain.
Yeah. Oh, this was.
The thumb. This was when he had juice.
Yeah, we're like, I remember watching this and we're like, oh man, like this is what we have to look forward to.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at the moves. Yep.
Colt.
That's a 7th round pick right there.
Yeah.
First touchdown, big touchdown of the year. Obviously, not our first game of the year, but Kirby, welcome to the show. We're gonna start doing kind of some rewatches throughout the year, not just classic games, but we're gonna rewatch a lot of last season. We'll probably skip Texas. We'll probably skip Ole Miss. And we'll probably skip the playoff game. Other than that, we're gonna watch some of the games. So buckle up, buddy.
Ooh, man, his defense was so nasty.
I'm just blessed that Kirby's here instead of watching his Lakers. It's
Yeah.
awful sweet.
Oh, Kendall Daniels too. We didn't talk about Kendall Daniels getting drafted.
Well, I said that I was kind of shocked that he was up there that high.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh,
Him and Billy on
dime.
the same team. This is probably Deion's best game outside of uh, Bama in the playoff.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 catches, 64 yards. Still in the first quarter. Yeah.
I still can't believe that this guy. Yeah, don't get. He's my Marcus Major.
That's Kansas City Chief right there.
Woo!
Golly. That picture that somebody got of him standing over him. Hold on, look back. Rewind it real quick.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, they're gonna do it. Here we go. They're gonna do it.
No, rewind it. I want the crowd reaction.
Oh, I got you. Give me 1 second.
All right, here you go. Look at the guy on the right. Okay, yeah. So after he hits him, look at the guy on the right whenever they show the crowd.
Ooh.
That's so violent. All the way to the right with the backwards hat.
Yeah.
That was all of us.
That was, and honestly, it would have been better for that guy if he had dropped the ball. He held on to it, and it was a 5-yard loss.
Yep.
Boom.
That guy just whiffed on that block. I'm like, what are you doing?
I loved how physical we were this year, man.
Yeah, bullied him for sure.
Same thing this year.
Bullied him for sure.
Defense is back at Oklahoma. Okay.
That's him just throwing pitches. That's shortstop, John.
Yes. So this
that footwork.
This is where, and you said footwork, but also I was thinking just, a lot of people said, and I don't know if it was his hand, his thumb, like later on in the year, but they talked a lot about like, he's only one read guy. That's what everybody loves to say, right? When the quarterback's struggling, he's only one read quarterback. Okay, we see John work from his first to second to third here.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the ability to. I think it's just, can he do that consistently, right? 1, 2, 3, boom. That was when Torrey got hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, John's winning over so many OU fans during this game.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Kirby said that? I think that was Max Bredesen. I hope not. Yeah, I mean, and this is like our defensive line is just so violent right there. I mean, look at David Stone. David Stone getting all the way to the sideline from the interior.
This play right here was replayed a lot. I mean, look at that push. Look at where the line is. Grayson's getting held.
Yeah, yeah. The defense, all of the defensive line is at least a yard in the backfield.
Yes. And then R. Mason finished it off. This was brutal. This is how you knew it was going to be a long game for Michigan.
Yeah, he had a rough night. Real rough night. We're all thinking at this point, blowout. Like, let's go score here. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Let's march down the field. Javante Barnes is still playing at this point.
man,
Where did he go?
it's just crazy looking back on this game and like how we felt about certain players and how the coaching staff probably felt about certain players and seeing John play, you know, behind his pads and confident and healthy.
Boom.
God, Dion had a great first half.
He did.
John with the
That play right there is filthy. That jump cut.
yeah. I mean,
One thing it didn't show, obviously, because this is just OU highlight. We did give up that long run to Justice Haynes,
yeah.
and I felt like that's what it.
That one
like,
touchdown, like 55 yards or whatever.
Yeah, 92% of the front defense is great, but it's just like because of that and the way we do stuff. If you miss, I'm gonna shut up for this throw.
That had every single person saying that's Baker Mayfield. Like
Yep.
I remember we reviewed this. Like that it looked so much like shedding the tackle, like beating the blitz, like right here, the step up, and then on the run, like what a throw.
Yeah,
What
that
a
was a
throw.
great freaking throw.
We were chugging the Kool-Aid
Yes,
after that play.
at this point, everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, he's here!"
They're like, he's Baker.
Yeah. Yep. Another one.
Yep.
But anyways, what I was saying is, it feels like there's like that 3% that like we give up big runs because maybe somebody filled a gap wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think you still take with what our run defense is, but just hopefully you see less and less of that stuff.
Oh, of course. Guy had him wide open too.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what Cortland does this year.
Yeah, Cortland coming out party. Not a good rep for Jaron there.
That's gonna be so much better this year.
Better rep for Jaron.
Yeah. I just hope Cortland doesn't turn into like Jordan Thomas. I don't think he will. But you remember Jordan Thomas had a great freshman year.
Even that throw out there, like that touch pass. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Mega Killer 8675 is, but nobody is saying that this will have anything to do with what will happen to the big house. We're just watching last year's game. So stand down, Mega Killer 8675.
What you mean? I have nothing to do with what we'll see in the big house. What Michigan got going for him this year, man? We stole one of y'all best linebackers. He gonna be wearing OU. He gonna be wearing crimson when we come up there, buddy.
Here I was. Here I was giving him the stand down, and JP just talking that noise, ready to go.
My fault. I'm in mid-season form.
Yep.
I'm going to that game, obviously, because it's close.
Yeah, super close for you. Man, look at that pocket. Even early in the year.
Yeah.
That was the play to Jaron where it was like, what the like? I mean, just stood in there, stood in there, stood in there, stood in there. Jaron came open.
Yeah,
I mean, this is crazy.
it was Baker-esque for sure. Kirby, have you met me, bro? Talking about stop trash talking 7 months out. You know me for how long?
That was what people wanted to see, right? Going into the year. Can on 3rd and 1, can you line up and just hand it off and go
Yeah.
pick it up?
It's crazy Javante was out there so much. I did think he did a little bit too much of that early. Just jumping around instead of getting upfield.
Yeah. Well, Washington State, if you jumped around once, there was a hole.
Yep. It's not the
Against
same.
Michigan and the SEC, that's not how it works.
I thought Torrey was going to score here. I remember that.
I know.
I was like, let's go.
But we had to start the Groza campaign.
Tate Sandell, first field goal was missed, and then he went on a tear after that.
Yeah. And he made like his next 100 or something.
Yeah. That's an offensive face mask, sir. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Sammy's gone. You love
I
him.
know. So is that guy.
So was that guy.
Could you see the staffer in that video? I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't. Man, what an ending.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you had to
absolutely.
realistically predict what round Mateer gets drafted next season with an honest estimate of how much he improves, his mistakes, what do you think his ceiling is? I mean, if you talk to a lot of people, Kirby, a lot of people believe his ceiling is first round quarterback. It's not. It's not. That's not being made up. Like Todd McShay.
I think his ceiling is like mid first round, late first round. I think realistically he goes in like the 3rd round.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Because he's tough, he's mobile,
Yeah.
he's got a big arm. He needs to develop between the ears and but he can make the throws, but I think he'll go like 3rd round.
Yeah.
Because
Here's the thing that we need to remember, and Kirby, you need to remember this too. I'm not saying, by the way, that this is what's going to happen, but just remember what Joe Burrow's junior year looked like. Right? Just remember what Joe Burrow's junior year looked like and the jump he made from junior year to senior year. Does that mean John Mateer's going to throw 60 touchdowns? That's not what I'm saying. That's
that'd
not.
be nice.
But like jumps can happen, especially when people are healthy. And you've seen the traits. Like before John really injured his thumb against Auburn, people had him as a Heisman frontrunner. Like that's just
Yeah, I
a
mean,
fact.
like I think he's right now kind of in that Carson Beck, Drew Aller, 3rd round, upper end of the 3rd round. He could
Yeah.
certainly get higher, but he's just got to develop some stuff. He's got to, I think he's got a lot of traits that scouts like. But when McShay, when they reviewed his film on his podcast, he was like, "Dude, watching this guy's film is like watching a thrilling movie. Like it's like,
Yeah.
you don't know what to expect. The arm angles are crazy. Like his running's insane. Like it's just all over the place. If he can put it all together, that's one thing. But It's he's a little turnover prone, obviously, right now. He likes to tuck it and run a little bit too much. So you're hoping the development of the run game, development of the pass pro with the tight ends, and just him spending more time with BV about reading defenses and reading coverages and making your layups. Like that's you know like a lot of progress to be made.
Drew says John Mateer struggles to read coverage downfield.
I don't think we ran a bunch of stuff down the field, and I think that he tucked and ran so much early. I think adding basically another tackle in Hayden Hansen to the line, I think is going to give John a lot. Just relax, deliver the ball downfield. I also think I brought it up on radio today. They need if they turn around and hand the ball off 12 to 15 times a game, just turn around and hand it off. Don't, no RPO, no, just turn around and hand it off. I think that will help his decision fatigue. I brought
Yeah.
up Steve Jobs about how Steve Jobs only wore one outfit basically, like black turtleneck jeans, New Balance. Like he only wore that, and there are others that Sam Hinkie and others that always wear the same thing because of decision fatigue. It's why grocery stores. It's the psychology of grocery stores. Like they're counting on giving people decision fatigue. So by the time they get to the aisle, they've already made a bunch of decisions, and then you grab that pack of gum or you grab that, whatever that impulse buy is because your decisions are wore down. So instead of having John make 65 decisions a game, have him make 40.
Yeah.
Like you might be like, you're just, if you show me two people with the same talent, the same mindset, the same intelligence, the same all that, you have one guy make 10 decisions a game and another guy make 100. I bet the guy who makes 10 is going to make better decisions as opposed to the guy that has to make 100. So if we can agree on that, then, then it would stand to reason that having a guy make 60 decisions instead of 65 is going to be better. 55 instead of 65, 50, and then 40, keep walking it back. So there's a lot of those where it's like, I want Arbuckle to take the decision out of John's hands, and where we saw it manifest last year was Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
John is taught to go up, count the numbers of people at the line, and then read pass option on that. So, or run pass option off that. So it's like, okay, you've got 9 in the box. I got to throw. Well, no, the reason Tennessee's got 9 in the box is because you need to run the ball and run out this clock. What do? You throw a quick pass to a guy breaking towards the 9 guys in the box. The ball gets picked. Like, and you put the game at risk. Like, I don't care if there's 13 dudes in the box. Run the ball on obvious running downs. And, like, that's when, like, I want to see that growth from Arbuckle. Like, unplug the robot, John. Don't just count what's at the line. Time of the game, down and distance, all that's got to matter, man. Like, nothing, like, this happened, it was like game 2 or something like that of the Thunder, I think. Like, we were up like 30 or something like that. And then the starters stayed in longer because I think Dylan Brooks just started making everything. So, but what annoyed me and allowed the Suns to get back in the game was like Oklahoma City would go and take like a shot like literally 2 or 3 seconds into the shot clock with a big lead with like 5 minutes left. I'm like, and it reminded me of my biggest beef with football coaches. I get you want to go at a certain pace. I get it. But when you have a lead, you don't snap the ball until 1 or 2 seconds left on the clock. Like, time management in college football is a disease. Like, there are certain things where it's like, hey, look, time's on your side. Like, use the math. the math works. Like, and I was watching the Thunder doing it. I'm like, why are we jacking up, threes or even just shooting in general? And then, of course, once Shea got back in, it was like, all right, I'm gonna dribble at the top of the key. We're gonna let this clock run down a little bit. We can take, 20% off the clock if we just don't rush anything. There's no need to continue to rush, and you don't want to get out of your rhythm. But at the same time, like I felt like sometimes with Levy, we got so obsessed with going fast that when we got a lead, it was like,
Yeah.
like you're just you don't have any other ability. You're like, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. So
Yeah.
I think the run game is going to be significantly better than it was last year. Significantly.
And I wasn't at. By the way, I don't know if you saw his last comment. And I'm gonna put up what Kirby just said, but I wasn't at the spring game, so I don't know if Mateer was missing wide open guys or not. I don't know if you felt like you saw that too, or
I mean,
he didn't put it on television, and we didn't see any of the negative plays.
Yeah, I wish they would have streamed it. I don't see why not. Like, I don't think anybody's watching spring games to get a bunch of scouting. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah,
could have found a way.
Yeah, definitely. Kirby said David Stone is the best shot we have at a first round pick next year. I mean, there's a scout. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but there was a scout, right, that tweeted during this year's draft process that Oklahoma may have 3 first round picks on the defensive line. Now, again, that's a superlative. Doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. But there's a scout that believes he sees that potential on the defensive line. I'm interested to see or hear, I guess, from the chat who you guys think that those 3 are, besides David Stone, obviously. He's obviously one. But who are the other 2?
Taylor Wine and Jaden Jackson, but Jaden Jackson is a very unique player, I think. I mean, he's a fire hydrant. You can't knock him over, but Kirby's tripping. Kirby won that spring game.
I was going to say. Kirby don't ever go to Oklahoma games. He stay out in California.
I mean, break out into a first-round pick would be crazy. But, I mean, I think Jackson, of those, is least likely to be a first-round pick, specifically just due to position. You don't see a lot of guys that, with his skill set and whatnot, go in the first round. There's just going to be a lot of competition there. But I could see Stone. I could see Wine. Bone would have to have a massive year. But
yeah. I'm interested to see. I mean, Danny Okoye looks great. He looks great.
Oh, he looks fantastic.
We'll see what it turns into. But yeah, the defensive line is just going to continue to be monsters. I fully believe that. With what Bates and Chavis.
Trent Wilson and Nigel Smith are going to play a lot this year.
Yep. 100%. So, well, that's about all the time we got this week, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys for popping in here. Everybody's working some playoff basketball and other things. So, but just nice little crowd of 400. But yeah, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back here more likely next week on Wednesday. If something changes, we'll let you know. But Trav, you got anything for the people before we leave?
I don't think so. We'll see y'all next week.
Yep, we'll see y'all next week, and stay blessed. Boomer.
Sooner.